Chicho Viteconena, Pavan Pasa, Chicho Viteconena, Pavan Pasa,
El despertar de los pueblos de América que vieron que se podía hacer la revolución, que palparon cómo se podía hacer una revolución, cómo no estaban cerrados todos los caminos.
Welcome to the Q Boogie Sports Show, Podcast 8. It's your boy Q Boogie. Today we're going to talk about some NBA action. I feel spoiled, to be honest with you. I just love what the playoffs is giving us right now, to be honest with you. That Boston Bucks game was great. They play again tonight. Okay. I'm excited. Raptors play the Wizards. I'm excited. And one of the most underrated series, I think, is that Portland Trailblazers Pelican series. Those are great games on the menu tonight, and to be honest, I can't wait. I really can't wait because all these series can go 7 games.
Okay.
It's not. I feel like this playoffs, the way it end up matching up, you're not going to see any sweeps. The only team that's really going to sweep somebody, I think, is just Golden State. They lucked out. Kawhi's not playing. You know?
Okay.
So, I think I'm going to start with Portland. The Portland Trailblazers and the New Orleans Pelicans. So, Anthony Davis.
Okay.
He went crazy. I mean, crazy. With the help of Rajon Rondo, he dished out 18 assists. And Anthony Davis had about 40. And he, you know what he does on the defensive end, blocking every shot. And for the first time, I saw C.J. McCollum and Damian Lillard of the Portland Trailblazers. They struggled. They couldn't buy a bucket. And the way Portland is constructed, those two guys, they have to have about 80. Well, I'm over exaggerating a little bit, but they need to put together about 65 apiece for them to be even competitive because they open the game up for everybody else on the team. And when those guys aren't on, as you can see, the Pelicans steal the first game. They go into Portland and they get a W. And I think this series is definitely going to go 7. I have Dame Dollar in Portland winning that series. Okay. I would love to see Rajon Rondo because he's a first point guard and all that good stuff. I would love to see him win. But I just think Portland and C.J. McCollum did just too much. And especially if it's back in Portland at the end in Game 7, I don't know if, Anthony Davis can get it done by himself because Rajon Rondo contributed so much. Drew Holiday, how can I forget? He played amazing. Had the game saving block at the end. He got beat, pins it off the backboard, and that was it. They ended up winning. They ended up stealing that game. So I love what. Shout out to the New Orleans Pelicans. They did what they were supposed to do. They handled their business, and that was about it. So,
but you got Portland.
What happened?
You got Portland for that series.
Yes, I definitely got Portland. I just feel like the two guards, Damian and C.J. McCollum, like I said, that was one of the first games in a big-time game, I didn't think they were going to struggle like that. They shot the ball horrible. They were like 2 for 12 at one point.
So what about the Boston game?
So Boston, that was crazy. So you got Boston without Kyrie Irving, like I spoke about before on the show. I just don't see them getting out of the Eastern Conference without Kyrie. That's just too hard. But I will say, I am wrong about Jason Tatum. Rookie. This dude is balling. He's balling because at first I was like, listen, everybody's hype about this Jason Tatum guy out of the Duke. And I'm sitting there like, listen, he's the third option on the team. Maybe even the fourth option. Because you got to go through Kyrie at the time.
Okay.
You had to go through Al Horford and Jaylen Brown. Those guys were 3, and then you could put Jason Tatum. So he didn't really have to do much. As a rookie, he was in a perfect situation in order for him to win. Well, Kyrie's down, so that moves him up. And him being a guard and Well, he's really a wing, but he handles the ball so much for that team. He ended up kind of being that number one option with Al Horford. So the crazy part about it is I felt like throughout watching that game, Boston just chipping away. You know, they were getting great shots while Milwaukee was getting bad shots.
Okay.
And Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's really good, but he's got another notch. He's got to get a jump shot because that jump shot was funky. It was funky. It was breaking, and he kept taking. They had Al Horford guarding him. Al Horford's a big man, but Giannis is 6'10", but he can handle the ball a little bit. But he was struggling to get by him on a consistent basis, and because you can't pull him out when you don't have a jump shot, he was just kind of sitting in the paint, daring him to shoot the ball. And those guys, Milwaukee's, they're a great team, but it just seems like coaching-wise, they just don't have it. They need somebody who's going to go in there and really, I guess, move the ball because offensively, they struggle to get great shots. I mean, I was watching the game, I'm like, this is horrible, you know? Mm-hmm. And that's what cost them. That's what I believe cost them to lose that game. Came down to the wire. Boston, Terry Rozier ends up putting a dude on skates. I mean, the guy kind of went out of the camera frame. That's how bad he got shifted.
Jesus.
Hits a big shot. They're up 3. Then all of a sudden, with 0.5 seconds left in the game, guess who decides to shoot a 3?
What you got?
Not Giannis. Not Jabari Parker. Chris Middleton.
Jesus.
He catches the ball, chucks the ball up from like maybe a little bit over the half-court line, makes it. They go into overtime, and then eventually Boston takes care of that series. But it went down to the wire. I think this is another 6-game series.
Boston?
No. I'm going to be honest, I got Milwaukee.
Okay.
I got Milwaukee.
Is that because Boston's light on the bench?
Yes, they're light. I don't know if they're... I wouldn't say they're light on the bench. I just think to get a consistent scoring load from Jason Tatum and how those guys played at home, I just don't know if they could do it. And Boston kind of played a really good game, and I felt like that wasn't the best Milwaukee team you've seen.
Okay.
So, I think with a little adjustments, Giannis playing better, whether he's not settling for jump shots, he's going to go to the basket and take Al Horford to the hole and finish. I think they could. They could steal the series. It's going to be a 6. I think they win tonight.
Okay.
In Boston, and I think they steal it. So that's my thing about Boston. Sorry, Boston fans. I apologize, but Milwaukee's on the up and up. They're on the up and up, and I think they got that one.
Next up is Washington, Toronto.
Oh man, this is easily the worst series to watch on television. All right, I'm kidding, but
It's Drake.
Oh yeah, all he does. First of all, ESPN, can we relax on every time Toronto scores? They're like showing Drake. I'm like, yeah, he's at the game. Like, I understand.
Yeah, they score. I mean, they look at Spike Lee the same way though.
I mean,
when the Knicks
that's a good
score,
point.
They
That's
go
a
to
good
Spike
point.
Lee.
But it's
when
like
the Lakers
every
score,
single
who
time.
they go to when they go to Lake.
I mean, they go. I mean, we got a lot of people.
Yeah,
we
I know,
got
but Jack Nicholson is the main guy.
Yeah, he's the guy. You know, we got everybody though. Everybody's partying because it's just Lakerland. Everybody loves.
If Brooklyn scores, they go to Jay-Z. I mean,
well, yeah.
Right?
I don't know. I'm just me and Drake.
You're not liking Drake right now. You know Drake. Your favorite rapper.
I am.
Man, this Toronto series, I must say, very boring. That's all I'm going to say. Very, very, very boring. To me, this is a very interesting series because the Wizards, they have John Wall, they got Bradley Beal, and they still can't win. They just can't win games. At least together. Now, when they're separate, it's a little different. John Wall, and their teammates that have been beefing, talking about, hey, you're not passing the ball, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, and it's causing some issues. You can see it on the court, and it just seems like John Wall is playing not John Wall basketball. He's playing to be liked, and that's not the John Wall we all know and love. Now, does it translate to wins? Probably not. But that's because of other things I like to say. So you have the Wizards with that deal, and then you have this Toronto team that's basically in a position that they've never been before. They're a 1 seed. It's not LeBron no more, but they know LeBron's coming. They know LeBron's coming, and it just seems like every time you watch Toronto, it's like, all right, let's just wait until they play the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then they'll choke. They'll do what's right. They'll lose when they have no business losing, and they struggled for a very long time in the first game, and they didn't. It looked like typical old Toronto basketball. I think there was a meme like repeat. They were like what Kyle Lowry says to DeMar DeRozan was like a SpongeBob meme. It was like, I will not play in the playoffs, and I will suck. That's exactly what they do. Like, they really play that bad in the playoffs. Like, it's really gross. Like, I don't understand. I mean, last year you had Kyle Lowry going into the locker room in between the game to talk to himself, try to get him out of what was going on, get him out of the funk. So if that's what LeBron's going against in the East, you got to think LeBron's coming out of the East again. But at the end of the day, it just seems like Toronto, they might struggle tonight as well. I do think that Toronto is good enough to win the series. I think it'll go 5 games. I think Washington will still win. But it's just a weird series, man. It seems like both teams that are kind of not playing well as of late, and that's the worst time. But it's bad on bad. So It's tough, but that's about it, man.
That's it for the playoffs for tonight?
Yeah, that's for tonight. I mean, we could talk about
what's been going on in the last couple of games. There was some games on last night.
Mr. Black Panther himself, Victor Oladipo, beating up on LeBron. That was a great game to watch. That was a good game to watch.
Who won that game?
Indiana. Indiana beat them pretty bad. I think Indiana, it seems like LeBron's always playing either Washington or Indiana. Those are like the teams that kind of beat up on LeBron a little bit. I think those are the best teams because they go through Indiana gives LeBron's teams always a run for their money, but they never can beat them. So it kind of builds LeBron's teams up through adversity. They help play in tough games and stuff like that. So when you really sit back and you think about it, it's like, okay, Indiana might not win this series, but they're gonna push Cleveland a little bit. They're gonna push them, and they stole game 1.
I'm
Victor
surprised.
Oladipo,
But forget all that. I'm surprised you're not talking about Dwayne Wade right now. He's playing great right now. Dropped 28 points the other night.
Oh yeah. So I mean that Philly game. Well, there's a lot to go with that Philadelphia Miami game. I have Miami winning that series. Do I? Do I have Miami? No, I'm gonna go with Miami. Yeah, I got Miami winning that series. I just think with Joel Embiid being out, he's a starting center and the number 1 option for the Philadelphia 76ers. They're not the same, and I think they just don't really have an offense. Like right now, they just have Ben Simmons dribbling, and then have everybody else run around with their heads cut off and shoot threes. So, and when you have a veteran team like Miami, they just playing that old basketball, just grabbing you, bumping you. And I think what people are doing now with Ben Simmons, they're kind of putting pressure on him because he loves to pass. He's like kind of like Magic Johnson. He's tall. He can pass the ball. They're trying to make him a scorer, not get guys involved. Because if you let him go off for 40 and he's not passing, because those guys got to get hot in order for them to be good.
Right.
But if you don't allow those other guys to get hot, guess what? Philadelphia, you would definitely have to trust the process because it's going to be a long time before you see the whole thing through. So, with that being said, I go to Miami, Dwayne Wade. A little flashback. to flash.
Yeah.
I was happy because it felt like he was uncomfortable at Cleveland and Chicago, and
Absolutely.
it didn't look good, and he didn't play good. Just that simple.
Yeah.
And it's good to see him do what he does best, and that's play in big games. And they really needed that game. Kevin Hart was mocking him and making fun of him, all that stuff. And guess what? He was like, all right, Kevin. All right, Kevin. And he had a step back jumper right in Ben Simmons' face to basically seal that game.
Nice.
Now you got the 76ers 1-1. And I think throughout these whole playoffs, these games are going 6 games. 5 or 6 games. Or even 7. But majority, you're going to get great content and great competitive games. And that's what I love about the playoffs this year. I think it worked out perfectly. Hey, it's Q Boogie, Podcast 8, NBA playoff action. The playoffs are here. But are they really when the Warriors are going to win it all anyway? Anyway, I'm out. Q Boogie, peace. Hey, it's Q Boogie. Thank you for tuning in to Q Boogie Sports Show. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Helps me out. Helps the channel grow. I appreciate you guys watching so much. Keep it locked. Q Boogie Sports Show. We here.